Hey, and welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time, welcome. This week, I wanted to try and make something my own. So I sketched up a quick Dryad, and I decided I was going to try and sculpt that this week. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Alright, we're going to start with the armature, and we're going to start bulking it out with a little bit of Sculpey terracotta. I'm hoping just to hold the armature in place with this. This is just supposed to get like a basic form for the body for the Dryad. And then from there, we're going to start working on actually bulking out the figure of the body. Generally, like I always say, I always start with the legs. With this, I figure the legs will lend proportion for the rest of the body structure as we go through. So as we build out the body, I figure I might as well start giving a little bit of background on this character. So my thought was this would take place in a fantasy realm. I'm going to call it the world of Telera for right now. So the original concept behind this was that there's going to be three Dryad sisters, Nida, which is the oldest, Widrid, which is the second oldest, and Druda, which is the third oldest. In this world, they're going to be considered as the original Fae, and all other Fae creatures are going to be born from them in some way, shape, or form. That being said, outside of the forest, the Dryads are just considered a myth. Legend. You know, every once in a while a crazy person will walk into the forest and they'll hear strange sounds telling them to either get out or helping them get directions to leave the forest. The Dryads themselves aren't particularly violent or aggressive towards people who come into the forest. They just try and help and move people along as quickly as possible. They don't believe in letting people stay too long in the forest for fear that they will harm some of the creatures under their protection, or even worse, harm the Tree of Divinity. So after all that, I should probably introduce you. This is going to be Nida, the eldest sister. Unfortunately, she has to take on the worst burden out of the three, for that is during the Great Cataclysm, there was a war between beings of immeasurable power, and unfortunately one of the targets of one of the more nefarious beings was the Tree of Divinity, and the top portion of the tree was actually destroyed. One of the creatures in the war believed that if they were able to destroy the Tree of Divinity, they could eat its roots and gain immortality. While not completely wrong in their assumption, they didn't take into account that the myths about the Dryads was real, and that they were indeed in the forest. After the tree was destroyed, Widrid and Druda actually took more of an offensive position. Druda left the forest to try and find the being that destroyed the tree. Widrid, on the other hand, went into more of a trying to usher the beings that lived in the forest out, leaving Nida by herself. Nida, not knowing what to do, decided she was going to bond with the tree and actually give her life energy to support the tree. Little did she know, though, that this would have an adverse effect. While Dryads can inhabit plants and trees, normally when the tree dies, a little seedling will drop off, and that will birth a new body for the Dryad that they can live through. Now, the Tree of Divinity, on the other hand, is essentially an immortal tree, and it will never die, so it will never produce a seed that Nida can grow herself a new body from. So she is essentially eternally going to be bonded with this tree, and it is going to be her blessing and curse. The other thing about the Tree of Divinity is it actually has roots that reach to all the other plants in the world in some way, shape, or form. It can actually connect with all of the plant beings on the planet. So this actually gives Nida the ability to see through all of the plants on the planet as well. Which is a cool little trade-off, except for the fact that she's going to be permanently rooted to the Tree of Divinity for the rest of eternity. But yeah, so you're going to see that in the sculpt in a little bit. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on Nida, the Tree of Divinity, and the three sisters. Hopefully, if you guys like this one, I can do sculpts for the other two Dryads. To be fair, I'll probably do the sculpts anyways, but maybe next time I won't do the whole lore dump. Let me know in the comments if that was something that was more interesting to have in there, as opposed to just more of a tutorial as to what I was doing when I was sculpting. But yeah, no, I really appreciate your time in watching this. So you know what? I am going to stop talking, let you enjoy the rest of this. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And here's the final sculpt. And I will see you later. Bye.